All right, everybody. Thank you so much for patiently being waiting on me. I was trying to get here on time, but we had a very interesting call that will benefit everybody this today. We did get that answer on porting phone numbers, Ms. Henderson. We'll get a confirmation of being able to port numbers in 146 countries by 12 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm going to say congratulations. There's a lot of you who have been asking that question. And one of the benefits is that as we waiting on our carrier to get back with us to let us know what to tell people, today it was more of, hey, you guys let people know that you will be able to port phone numbers. And again, it was very important to get that solved or have that at least in the working so for tomorrow. And then we'll give an official that we're able to port phone numbers. Why is that important? And again, I want to make sure everybody knows I'm John in Las Vegas, and I'm one of the people who helped found this whole DAO. And I'm excited because I have been in the direct sales industry for 35 plus years. My parents raised me in Amway, so I'm an Amway kid. Um, and again, our focus is really, I want to go over onboarding tonight with a lot of the people who may be new, but explain our model too. Satoshi Mobile is really not like anything that's been seen in the last few years. And I always go back and credit my mentors who taught me, Steve Smith, Carlos Ray, Paul Orbison. I used to go up and see him all the time in Kentucky. And they're legends in the industry. In fact, Paul Oberson was the first person in network marketing from a compensation plan to earn $1 million a month. And that's documented. So that's one of the reasons that my mentors who were foundation members in Excel Communications were really inspirational to start Satoshi Mobile. Even though we know that Satoshi is associated the name with Bitcoin, our focus is Bitcoin disrupted the entire market. I know it's down right now, but again, I remember when we were first getting into Bitcoin, it was $342. And everybody said it was horrible. Don't do it. You're going to get caught up with this thing. And it's one of those things where if you take advice from people who don't do what you do, you'll probably end up with what they have. So one of the things I say to everybody is that you have to be very careful with your association in business. And so even some of the mistakes I've made, and I'm always telling people I made more mistakes than anybody I know, is due to association. But one thing I say to you about what we're doing today is, let me go here and share my screen, is just talking about what we have. And I'm not here to sell. I'm not here to influence. I'm here just to tell the truth and have you make your own decisions because at the end of the day, this is a business opportunity. And we feel, and that doesn't mean we're right, we feel that there's no other industry on earth that is better to be in than the telephone industry or the mobile phone industry. Years ago, when, like I said, Excel Communication jumped in the deregulation industry, at one point in time, we were paying as much as 95 cents to $1.30 per minute for long distance. Some of you might remember those days. And then you remember that the deregulation of the RBOX or the regional bell companies and or communications happened. So with deregulation, it opened up everybody the ability to resell long distance, resell plain old phone line, POTS lines. And so I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this to be, disrespectful to anybody, but there hasn't been another business opportunity in telephony like Excel Communication ever. My friends, Tony Kupis and guys that own ACN, they're great guys. And again, no one still today that I know of, like ACN and other companies, are great companies, or even LCI and Five Links companies that came after. I don't believe anybody's ever made 4,000 millionaires in a home-based business in 7 years, like Excel did. Now, when I say 4,000 millionaires, that means earned 4,000. Paul Orbison, who used to be the master distributor when they first launched, he ended up, leaving and starting his own company, Fortune High Tech, out of Kentucky. And I remember before he passed, he and I were partners in some movie deals together. But again, he mentored me to understand that, to teach me to understand how he got to where he was in Excel as a distributor. And then he started his own Fortune High Tech company. So again, I believe based on my experience and what I've been taught, that what I learned from Steve Smith and Paul Orbison and Carlos Ray, I believe that we have a chance to be a company bigger than Excel. Now that's a tall order for anybody to say if you know anything about the history of Excel. But I want to just prove it to you tonight that, again, it's your choice on what you do with your time, because I'm going to throw out the disclaimer. This is a business opportunity. And again, we don't make income guarantees. You get paid based on your own leadership skills and duplication skills. But we also want to make sure that no one is guaranteed your income, and this is not a solicitation for investment, and it's not financial advice. It's just education on what Satoshi Mobile really is. Because even to this day, and we're not even full launched yet, I'm seeing all kind of people's opinions on what we're doing online. But here's the problem: if you're not in Satoshi Mobile, you don't even have a clue. So tonight we're going to go over giving everybody here on the Zoom a clue of what we really are and what we're not. So if you look at our website, basically the first thing you see is save up to 50% off your phone bill. I don't know anybody that loves paying a mobile phone bill. That's kind of a serious statement. The other thing is, if you refer friends and family, because this is a business opportunity, 100% free to join. So no one can say, oh, I lost my money over there. Yeah, if you lost free, that's kind of hard to find in the first place. So again, we're a data company. We're not a voice company. So we don't really provide voice numbers. We provide data. Let me give you an example. Someone asked, and we always want to make sure we're clear on this, why would you not want a divorce? We will eventually, but not today, because there are 6 billion people combined between WeChat, KakaoTalk, Telegram, Signal, Viber, and all the other mobile phone apps. I mean, on WeChat alone, or KakaoTalk for Koreans, Viber for Filipinos. I mean, why is WhatsApp, 3 billion strong? Because data is the new oil. It's the new industry. It's the new, I don't know how to say it, but it's the new model that's taking everybody forward. And you think about this, and I'm not getting into politics, but do they really want to buy TikTok because it's a Chinese owned company? No. Look at the revenue sales that TikTok shop is generating. And then if you pull yourself back, look at all those people sitting on that board with the president a couple months ago. Every one of them wants to own TikTok. So if you've got access to the White House, anybody can spin a story on why TikTok needs to be bought by an American company. Here's the thing I find interesting. Those people who have Apple phones are not shipping them back to China. Let's think about that for a minute. The interesting thing, on one of my companies, the ex-CEO and chairman of the board of a little company called Apple was on my board for a while, up until last year. So if I ever go to Reno, Nevada, I literally can go to his house. He was not only the chairman of a little company called Apple and the president CEO of Faircloth Communications, he also was the president of Bell Labs, and he invented the laptop. He invented the iPad and the Mac notebook. So again, the people on my board are people that you've read about. The same thing with my other partner, who is ex-president of a little company called Qualcomm. And Samartha, he's in India right now. So when we talk about the people behind the scenes of Satoshi Mobile, they're not a joke. I mean, I literally can show you a video 2 years ago, the ex-CEO of Apple, the chairman of Apple, on my Zoom call saying we work with John. And yet people say, well, these people are all that in a bag of chips. Well, these are the people who give me advice. So again, I pull myself out of the situation where you think I'm smart. I literally can give them a call tonight and say, how am I doing? But here's the thing, because this is such a unique model, you have to have people like that give you advice, because for someone to tell you they can save you 50% a month on your mobile phone bill or take your mobile phone bill down to zero, you better be able to back that up. And because of my board and my association to people who run Apple as a company, in fact, I'll give you a story. My mentor got Apple when and this is a fact, this is a fact. They only had almost $60,000 left in the bank account when he took over, when a certain person died. And he took that company out of where it was, and nobody knows how close Apple was to bankruptcy. And if anybody wants a video of me having him on my Zooms as my partner and advisor on my board, I can send it to you tonight. So again, we're backed by people who have the ability to take us to a different level that I can't take you to. I am part of the foundation, but I'm not the deal. So as a person that teaches this platform, if you look at the website, it's all about, eventually our goal is to make sure you don't have a mobile phone bill. There's no secret or some hidden, water buffalo handshake on like the Flintstones to what we're doing. So when you look at the site, wireless data service in 146 countries, all the products are data associated. So data, data, data. If you watch the video, it's about the data, just, what we're doing. And so the biggest benefit is that basically, what does it say? The world's first data adoption mobile program. What are we adopting? We're adopting people into the world of, use an example, in the world of WhatsApp, in the world of WeChat, in the world of KakaTalk, in the world of Viber. So there are more people now on a global scale that have now communicated through data than there is voice. Think about this. If you're on a cell phone plan right now and you go out of the country, do you have to call your carrier and get permission to go out of country to use your phone? Isn't that weird? You pay every month to a carrier. Let's say you're going to go to France, like one of our partners. She literally had to call her carrier and say, hey, look, I'm going to be in France for 3 weeks. And you know what they said? Great. We're going to charge an extra $25 a month so you don't have any roaming fees. Now, I want you to sit back and think about that for a minute. I'm paying you every month to provide a mobile service to me. And if I go out of the country, I've got to call you and pay an extra $25 just to have 7 days covered versus you're not giving me a discount, you're increasing my bill. Now, I find that interesting. That happens every time people travel in 2025 this year, who leave their carrier network and now they're roaming. And a good example, a couple of years ago, went on a trip to Guam, and one of the phones that we carried with us was an AT&T phone. Well, it's sad we weren't there for that many days, but the AT&T bill by the time got back home was a couple $100. Now I had my mobile phone, and what's interesting is, make sure everybody's muted, please. I had my T-Mobile phone, and my T-Mobile phone had no roaming fees. So if you think about how many people do you know with a mobile phone, and if you were to become part of our business, do you think possibly that you'd be able to find somebody that want to save money on their mobile phone? Now, if you own a business, let's talk about this. We have a mobile wellness program. If you own a business and you register for free with us, we have a program that can get all of your employees and your staff free mobile phones and free mobile service. Now, I want you to back up a little bit because that was a mouthful. I give you an example. Mr. So-and-so owns a company, or Miss So-and-so owns a company. If they have between 10 and 30 employees that work full time, then they're, as long as they're not on an Obamacare type program or anything like that, all the person would do is would go here on our website, on your site, and they would follow and watch the videos about our program. All we're asking people to do is fill out a census. That's it. You fill this application out. You put the information in. Normally, this will be filled out by a CFO, payroll department person, or a company you may have as a CPA firm that does your books. So as soon as this is filled out correctly, then you have our licensed IRS, licensed insurance agent, and our licensed wellness program officers call this customer back that you may have referred to us. The biggest benefit is once they fill this out, see, they can't leave this until they put your name. So bottom line, if it's Tom Slick and that's you. Let's say you're Tom Slick. You refer a company to this program. This company will now put the employer and employee in a position where they'll be receiving government proceeds or government money for free, for free, as a benefit of a wellness program. I know right now the CARES Act with the government shut down, all that stuff is goofy right now. But this right now is a program where we can afford to provide a phone service to all the employees through the federal program. And there's no money extra out of the employee's pocket. So we don't care if it's 10 employees or 10,000. Imagine you, our partner, selling 1,000 mobile phones in a month. Or maybe, if you get a big enough company to fill this out, as long as they don't have to go through a board meeting, all that stuff, those deals will take 6, 7 months to close. But what we try to teach you is stick to a 10 to maybe 100, 200 person type company. And all they do is fill this out for free. You literally could pull your phone out, play these videos in front of an owner, and make sure they understand they're not going to go through a credit check. They're not going to have to put up collateral. They're not going to be disqualified as long as they're not on an Obamacare program. Okay. Now, next year, they even get more money if they fill out this information and get on our program. Each employee will be able to have a certain amount of money go into their payroll. That gives everybody a raise, and it doesn't have anything to do with the profits of the company. Could you imagine a mobile phone company that can walk in America as messed up as the system is now with things like the SNAP program, with people not being able to eat, or the defunding of minority colleges, all that stuff that all those people up in Congress are fighting over, which is crazy because they're supposed to respect the people who put them there and represent the people who put them there. But we know that's kind of a myth. So the key is, as citizens in this country, you physically have a program where you can offer free mobile phones and free mobile phone service by getting clients or companies on this program. Well, think about that. You didn't hear me say there's any cost. It's absolutely free. And it doesn't matter how many companies you put on this program. You just get them to fill this out. It's real simple. And even like they have a census form, when you click the census form and they pull it out, then what happens is now the HR department knows exactly how to fill out the paperwork. There's no mystery to this program. And there's no such thing as easy. So I don't want to make it sound like, oh, wow, this is easy. But as long as you get them to fill out the information and that information is accurate, the benefit for you is you get a residual income also from now this is what I'm going to say, from every employee that gets on this program. So outside of you making money offering cell phone services to this organization or group, every month they pay their mobile phone bill. Since you're the initiator of the relationship, you get paid two ways. You get paid on every cell phone bill that's paid by every employee there, and you get paid from us our residual income for every employee that signs up for the program. So imagine having the ability to have 100, 200, 1,000, whatever employees, you're getting a residual income every month for them paying their cell phone bill, and you're getting a residual income for them being on this wellness program every month. So again, Satoshi Mobile is not like anything you've ever seen. And some of the things I highlight are not even seen in a traditional mobile phone company. Again, what's our big focus? Is mobile phones. If you look at these people, I don't know anybody that would love to put their mobile phone in their, say, put your mobile phone in your car glove compartment. Could you imagine someone asking you, hey, Mr. Rustin, because we think everybody needs to kind of see if they really love their mobile phone, could you give me your phone? I'm going to put it in your glove compartment. We're going to lock it, and you're not going to have the key. And we're going to leave it in there for a month. Now, how do you think I would react? I mean, look at their smiling faces. Could you imagine taking a phone from a millennial and saying, you're going to lock it up for 60 days? Oh my God. They would turn into grizzly bears. Now, it's interesting. We have a business where people have made the mobile phone an extension of your body. That's how powerful our business is versus if you look at Excel Communications, I don't really know anybody that was in love with their phone bill. I don't think in like 30, 20 years ago, people would run to their post office, grab their phone bill, and just like, oh my God, my phone bill. No, that is ridiculous. But with cell phones, I promise you try to take a cell phone from a typical millennial's hand, you got a fight on your hand. So why not get paid to do that? Why not have these people who are happy with their phone have a zero phone bill? Because you know what? Each one of them referred 15 people to Satoshi Mobile. Satoshi Mobile pays each one of them USDT every month. These people pay their bill that they directly referred. So again, we always teach three things in this company. What's in it for me? Can I do this? Is it worth my time? That's the mobile phone side. Let's talk about our global footprint. So, on a global footprint, we have the largest and the most inexpensive data network roaming or whatever you want to call it in the world. So, example, you decide to go to Africa and you're not using our monthly service. You can go to our website right now and pay $9.90. And let me show you what this says. You get unlimited data, fast, reliable internet, and no roaming fees. But you bought it from Satoshi Mobile. Could you imagine us telling you that you're getting to the eSIM business, which 90% of people don't know about eSIMs? So I'm going to show you some documentation before we close today. And the documentation is not to sell you or influence you in your decision making, but I just want you to see outside of the cell phone industry, which is a $1 trillion industry, while we're in the eSIM business. So I'm going to put in here, not that, I'm going to put eSIM industry. Here it is right here. So eSIM industry, and I'm using real-time information, so this isn't me staging something to pitch you, but look at it from a business. The market experienced significant growth with projects indicating 10 to 15 revenue increase between 2024 and 25. What's interesting, if you look right here, the market expected to grow from approximately $10.3 billion in 2024 to, and think about where did this extra $1 billion come from in less than 12 months? And this might be a clue that you may want to be in the eSIM business with us, because I don't know of any other direct marketing company on earth that's promoting eSIMs in 200 locations like us. And I do know this is documented. So this did not come from me. So if you're the first time viewing what Satoshi Mobile's about, I think this is what we call in Texas a clue. And again, if what these numbers are saying are true, look at it from this point of view. Travel eSIM revenue packages predicted to reach $1.8 billion by the end of 2000, which is what I've been teaching. And look at this. What industry do you know of that has an 85% jump in 12 months? I mean, there's a lot of our friends out there doing these crazy trading programs. A lot of our friends still sell skincare, great businesses if they're legal and you know who the owners are. So the key is that I would like someone to show me an industry that can compete with what I just showed you. This is not for me. It doesn't matter if you show me trading, skincare, weight loss, a magic pill that makes short people into tall people. It doesn't matter if you show me home interior products, hair treatment products. It doesn't matter if you show me, whatever. My point is, this is documentation beats conversation. We're in an industry that went up 85% in 12 months. Now, let me show you where it'll be in 2030, which is really what I'm excited to show you. So here, 85% in 12 months. So what's going to be 2030? Now, this is why when Steve Smith, Carlos Ray, and all my mentors said to me, John, if you can get in front of something that that's going to have exponential growth, Don't waste your time listening to naysayers. Make mistakes, fall forward into billions. Don't crawl forward listening to everybody who isn't looking at it from a visionary point of view. So think about that. Bill Gates said every house will have a computer 40 years ago. They laughed at him and said, "Oh man, I don't know what you on. Computers cost $20,000, $30,000, Mr. Gates." Well, guess what? Not only the houses have more than 5, 6 computer units, now we have a mobile phone that's more powerful than the computer that put people on the moon. And here we are, the world's first eSIM company with a direct marketing model. And let's read versus me talking. So the eSIM market is predicted to experience significant growth, with forecasts varying, but generally agreeing that on this is important, valuation between 16 billion and 21 billion by 2030. Now we're getting ready to creep into 2026. Go back 2024 to 2025, we've had an 85% jump. So this is what we call in Texas a clue. And you know that old cliche, right place, right time. I don't know. All I know is documentation beats conversation. So let's just jump back and say, okay, well, maybe Rustin's right. Because if this is correct, and we had an 85% jump since 2024, I promise you, you can't show any one of our agents a business with this kind of growth, period. So if you're not signed up for free, you might want to consider it. Because before I leave, I'll tell you what our Friday special is going to be. So again, going back to my point, everything, I mean, right here, it says eSIM hits $1.8 billion, disrupting. This is what you call game-changing conversations. When people laughed at us 7 years ago in Bitcoin, they're not laughing now. When we bought Ethereum for $2 or whatever it was, not laughing now. But all my friends that moved to Dubai because it wasn't a good environment for regulation to be in crypto years ago, and I know I got hit with all kind of crazy stuff, but I was a visionary enough to do it. I've survived the last 6 years pretty much on crypto. So again, I'm saying to you that this is bigger than even Bitcoin, and that's a big statement. You can be in front or you can be behind. You can be a supplier or a customer. It's your choice. But these are documented facts. We as a company have zero roaming in 146 countries right now, today. Not next year, not coming soon. It's on our website right now. So go do your research. Don't trust what I'm telling you. Do your research. Now, again, let's go back to what's in it for you. Can you do this, and is it worth your time? Well, let's just do a simple presentation about our company and how we pay in our compensation plan. And again, this is not income guarantee. This is not advice. Make sure everybody's muted, please. So the key is we have a 7-level compensation plan. I'm the ex-VP of the largest MLM software company in the world. So again, I know a little bit about launching about 1,800 companies as customers. So I have been my own customer, and we're our own customer here. So let's just talk about this. Let's assume that you do nothing but sell. I know we're giving phones away for free, but I'm used if someone buys a phone on our site. Someone buys a $399 phone, what's the income look like? Well, it's $199.50 that goes into the pool, but what's paid out is $99 per phone payout. So if you go here and you divide the 50%, so an individual in a 7-level comp plan that pays 50% on, now there's a difference between 50% on retail versus 50% on value. So example, if a product costs us wholesale $60, we're paying 50% on the 40, just to make sure you're clear on the comp plan. And again, if someone sells a $399 phone, it's easy math because really all you do is take 10% and you know what your income is. So every phone basically on a commission at $399 is $39.90. So let's assume that you like what you saw tonight and you came in because everybody signs up for free and you were able in, let's say 90 days, refer 10 people building a team with you. And let's assume that, excuse me, I've been on too many Zooms today. So let's assume that your 100 people came in because you trained 10 that trained 10. That's where we got 100. Let's assume that those 100 people, and this is, I'm saying, let's pretend this over a 12-month period. Okay, let's just do a 12-month. So in 12 months, those 100 people got 1,000 people. Everybody bought a phone. So 99% of everything you see is a consumer purchase, not a downline recruit. But let's assume it fell in your downline. And I'm going to stop at the fourth level because the numbers get crazy. So let's say that on your fourth level, you have 10,000 sales or 10,000 people. Now, remember, you may be paying the $68.98 a month, but this is just the phone sale up front I'm talking about. Everybody bought phones. So let's scroll down. So you made $71,221. Well, all you've recruited in this company for free is 10 people that you train to get 10 people that train to get 10 people that train to get 10. You don't even want us to go down to the seventh level. The numbers get crazy. They go into Paul Orbison's numbers where he was making 1.5 million a month in Excel communication. So I'm not going to do that to you. I just want to stop right here and ask the question, what if? What if you did have a team that go all the way down to 7 levels? On your seventh level, you're making 10%. Let's pretend that you don't have anybody on the levels right here. Let's just look at, so you stop at level 4. Let's assume you have nobody. And on level 7, all of a sudden, let's say you have 100,000 people. And I'm not even using 6 and 5. So remember I talked about Paul Orbison numbers? If you look on the screen, again, it's not an income guarantee. I'm from Texas. That's usually $2,066,221.50. That's not a guarantee, but my question is, numbers don't lie, people do. So again, you notice I didn't even put anything on level 5 and 6 because the numbers are crazy. Let's just stick to the very conservative numbers we have before we close. So basically, your upfront income potentially is $71,000 if you just refer 10 people that refer 10, all for free. No one's spending money. They just happen to buy a phone at $399. Well, here's a question. You know that they bought the phone. Where's your residual income? Well, that comes from the $68 unlimited talk and text in 146 countries. So you know for a fact that in 146 countries that your phone not only works, but you never pay a roaming fee. You don't have to call your mobile phone company and say, I'll be in so-and-so and we'll hit you for another. Or you don't have to buy a data card from us. If you don't want to be on our phone and don't want to be on our service, you can keep your phone and go to the website and buy a data card for Europe for 30 days. Or you can do it in South America. You can do it in the Philippines. You can do it even in China. We can activate phones in China. There's a little company called China Mobile that's kind of partnered with us. So again, let's talk about the first MLM data telecom launching in 146 countries, not just the US. That's called Satoshi Mobile. And the cool part about that is when you go here and you look at your income, this was $6.80, but now that we provide local phone numbers in most of the countries that we have, it's gone down to $4.80. But the question is, how much money are you making? You're making $48 if you're for 10 people. Now you're being billed at $68.88 for unlimited talk, text, and data. So I'm going to bump that up a little bit. I'm going to say you got 15 people on our program at $68 a month. Now you're earning every month $72, which means that your $68.88 is now free, pretty much. And those 100 people, they got you up to an $8,500 monthly residual income because everybody's at $68 and everybody refers everybody. So basically 50 to 60% of your organization, if you build one here, is not paying a mobile phone bill. Now, again, that's called Satoshi Mobile. And the biggest benefit for you today being on the call is that we are also a DAO. This is a company incorporated in Hawaii, the Hawaii Kingdom, not the state of Hawaii. Let me make sure you hear that correct. Hawaii Kingdom is still a kingdom. So this is our number that you can look up. We're a legitimate Hawaii Kingdom corporation. The actual corporation is owned by what's called the symbol coin. So as a DAO, the coin owns that corporation and basically is what funds the whole project. So when you look at us taking our coin to the market, we're not selling it. You can't buy it from us. You only get the coin for free by buying products on our website. So if you look at Bitcoin being down, I'm not picking at Bitcoin, but because again, Bitcoin is really not backed by anything, and I love Bitcoin, so I'm not being negative. So let me go here really quick. If you look at our candle, it don't look too bad, even in a bad market right now. Again, it's not a solicitation to buy our coin. It's just I'm showing you where we're at. So again, don't ever buy a coin where the owners of the coin can do a rug pull on you. We gave 100% of our coin to the DAO. Why is that provable? Because if you go down here, and I'll just show you, the developer is me. I've been programming coins and crypto since 1997. We gave 100% of our coin to the field, to the world. Every time someone buys something on Satoshi Mobile, basically they receive the coins for free. And if you want to buy them, that's on you. We don't sell or solicit, but I'm saying our candle is going to change in December and January because we partnered up with Wix. They have 5,000 traders and 8 million customers. So this is not me saying anything about what I think the coin's going to go to. I didn't say that. I've already owned a coin that I took the $6 billion on Coin Market Cap and Coinbase. Been there, done that, and I wrote the code for it. So again, I'm not saying this is going to be bigger than that. In my opinion, I think this will dwarf the coin I had on Coin Market Cap, Coinbase, CoinGecko, CoinDex, which I wrote that software for it. I wrote the Solidity program, launched it out. COVID hit, we had to shut down. So yeah, it was a bad year for me with COVID. I lost my dad and 18 family members. But again, at one point in time, that coin had me a little north of 9 figures. So I'm saying to you that I made sure this time that you own this. I'm just the developer. I mean, you can look, I own 1.9% of the whole coin, but everybody else on our team owns more coins than me because if this company ever sells and we hit 3 to 4 million customers, we're going to sell it. This is we're so transparent that that's our end game. We're not interested in running a mobile phone company or data company for 10, 15 years. No. The industry we're in right now grew at 85% in the last few months. And I don't know how that's going to affect our coin. All I know is that at the end of the day, Satoshi Mobile is something you've never seen before. Satoshi Mobile is owned by the coins, not me. We gave you the power to finally, instead of being a customer, seeing all these mobile phone companies sell for billions of dollars, for you to participate. Why would you continually pay a bill and watch people make billions of dollars with your data? That's like Satoshi. Why would you want to own a currency backed by nothing but a government, not backed by gold? Nixon took care of that. And yet, at the end of the day, our coin has utility. No disrespect to Satoshi, no disrespect to any other coin out there. We built our coin on the Solana network for a reason. If you've not studied Solana, then you might want to. So I'm saying to you, at the end of the day, the one thing I want to say to everybody, we appreciate you by giving me a chance to show you what Satoshi Mobile is, and knowing our future is not based on our coin price. We're giving away 5 million smartphones. Our partners, Blue Phone, and some other partners we have in Plano, Texas, we have access to more than that. But once we hit 5 million, it's our exit strategy of a 10 to $20 billion valuation. And then I guess we'll see each other in the Bahamas. So again, this is not a presentation for investment. There's no income guarantees. You get paid based on your own efforts and leadership skills. So all I can say to you is thank you for looking at Satoshi Mobile. Whoever invited you, get back with them, because our Black Friday promo, I want you to hear this. We're going to be giving away 1 million of our symbol tokens on Black Friday. And it's going to be given away because we're going to do kind of a Jerry Lewis type marathon. So all day, every few hours, we're going to have a Zoom. If you're signed up for free, listen to what I'm saying. If you're signed up for free on Satoshi Mobile and you attend the Zoom and take a picture, send it to our email, our company email, immediately we're going to give you symbol tokens. We do not say you had to buy anything. You have to be on our marathon Zoom, register, or when you bring guests, you show a picture of your guests. We're going to pay you all day on Black Friday in our token because we know what's going to happen in December. We know what's going to happen in January. Imagine a company giving away with just a $50 activation, a $399 phone that you can go to Best Buy and buy and verify the price. And we're giving you the phone, activate it for free for 12 months for $50. I think that's called a clue. So again, thank you for letting me present. I look forward to seeing y'all on more Zooms, and this will be up on YouTube in a little bit. So y'all be great in your own world. Be great in your own world. So thank you so much, everybody.